Nice temperatures there. Thanks so much, Tyler. And we are all enjoying seeing these warmer temperatures, but that also may mean that we could see more ticks as well. So here to tell us all about tick-borne illnesses is Nurse Christina Paris from the VA. So good morning, Nurse Christina.
Hi, good morning.
Thanks so much for being here today. So for starters, let's break it down to the basics. So what exactly are tick-borne diseases and when exactly do they occur?
So tick-borne diseases are exactly what it says. It's illnesses that come from ticks, which are carried by rodents and deer. Then, in fact, it's become such a problem, and especially in Wisconsin, we're one of the hot spots, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Michigan. The National Institute of Health has an entire strategic plan designed to help with research for this mission. So they want to develop effective tools, strategies for diagnosis, prevention, and treatment. So it's a big, big thing. And constantly we're getting new viruses. I know we've talked a lot about the coronavirus, and there's there's a bourbon virus that's a tick-borne illness, and that was discovered in 2014. Not a big one around here, but I thought it was interesting to note nonetheless. And they start to occur usually in late spring and summer, usually around the time of the summer solstice. But we are starting to see them now. I've had veterans come in saying, they've got tick-borne or they have tick bites and that they're concerned and kind of urged me to talk about this.
Right. I remember even last week, Tyler was telling me that he found ticks on his dog, and it's really something that you can find so often and something you really have to check for. But now we want to talk about a couple of terms when it comes to tick-borne diseases. So what exactly are symptoms of anaplasmosis and Lyme disease?
So symptoms, and the reason that we want to talk about anaplasmosis, and I'm glad you said that, is that those two, anaplasmosis and Lyme and Ehrlichii, are the big three that we see up in this area. So those are the ones that we test for when we're testing a tick-borne panel. So you're going to see a rash. Typically, anytime you get bit by anything, whether it's a mosquito or a spider or a tick, you're going to have a little bump because it's a break in the skin. But this would be a bigger rash. It would start to occur. You might have fever, chills, headache. You might just start to feel fatigued, meaning tired, muscle aches and joint aches, swollen lymph nodes. Those are those, where underneath your neck and underneath your armpit might be tender. Those are lymph nodes. Now, one thing that's really important to note, though, is that a tick must be attached firmly for 48 or 72 hours in order to pass this bacteria. So it's really not common just with an everyday tick bite. It really has to be kind of engorged in order to transmit the bacteria into people.
All right, well, that's a lot of good information right there, Christina. But our last question for you is what exactly are treatments for Lyme disease and how can people go about preventing these tick-borne illnesses from happening?
Oh, absolutely. So like I said, we can do a blood test and that tells us if we've got it. So that's really easy to determine. Then once we have determined it, we'll give you a treatment of doxycycline. But things that you can do to prevent it, of course, is avoid areas with ticks. Walk in the center of a path. Use good insect repellent with DEET or the promethazine. That will help. You can treat your clothing before you go out. That also helps to keep them away. Make sure you're taking care of your pets. Make sure your pets are vaccinated. Check them daily, especially because we live in wooded areas. Use repellent, or there's a lot of different things that you can use to help prevent ticks and fleas and stuff from your dogs, especially if you have hunting dogs. And for yourself, take showers and check yourself daily.
All right, so just keep yourself clean and just keep checking everyone and everything daily. So a lot of good tips there, Nurse Christina. And thank you so much again for coming with us every week and giving us information. You give us great information and we really do appreciate it.
Absolutely. My pleasure.
Thanks so much.